we're all exhausted physically because we've been doing crazy stuff that we're not used to, doing from sun up to sundown, all day, moving trees and, doing all this. But like trying to get some rest, and you're like, you're exhausted, but you're like uncomfortable, and you hear there's no power, there's no anything. So it's like, it's like a silence that's so silent that none of us are really used to anymore, that you almost hear more because it is so silent. Um, so you're trying to get some rest, trying to do that. Everybody's hot, sticky, uncomfortable. Nobody's bathed, all of these things. You're just like, oh, you haven't done your normal. We wake up the next day and it's like, okay, what is the mission for today? What do we need to do? If the power doesn't come back on today, what do we need? Okay, well, we've got to figure out water. We've got to figure out food. We've got to figure out, what resources can we utilize? But then we start hearing the reports and getting a little bit, like we're all kind of checking. Some of us are getting like some spotty signal. And you're starting to see the devastation, right? Because again, we're just cut off. We can only see what we can see, and we can see a lot. But then you start seeing how widespread this is. You start seeing the depth of everything that's going on, and it is just insane. Then you start panicking. We have great friends that lived on the lake. Oh, we have so and so over here. Oh my, she has a tree through her house that came through her dining room. You start going through all of this and trying to, the whole time trying to stay in contact with my mom. My mom is through the mountain pass that now literally doesn't exist. Luckily, my mom is safe. Okay, she's safe. She's gotten to somebody and she knows that we're safe. You're trying to do all the things and you're hearing all the stuff, and it just is so much. And it was like every day that just continued to increase. Every day, learning a little bit more and more of what's going on and the extent of the damage. We're a week, just over a week in now, and it's just it literally is like just the tip of the iceberg. And so for us, a week with the power down, every day it was all right. We literally can't do anything about anything anywhere else. We have 14 people here that need to stay safe, fed, clean, hydrated, right? And so every day it was waking up after having not great sleep, not feeling so hot, and okay, what has to be done? Okay, we can't, we had great friends of ours. He risked everything and like found a path to get up to us because they've closed off all the roads. Literally, North Carolina, no one can travel to Western North Carolina. He found a way to get us up some supplies, brought us some water, some food, some key components. Okay, we got those. We have some vehicles that have gas, some vehicles that don't have gas. We can't get anything out anyways. We're using them to charge stuff. We have a burn barrel. We're cutting down wood. We're having to then dry the wood so the wood can be burned. That's a whole process. Kids are collecting sticks and leaves and things like that, and we're laying them out so that they can dry out. We're collecting water from the creek and hauling it up. Talk about a massive task, hauling up enough water for 14 people. We're putting it on the, makeshift burn barrel stove and purifying the water. And you're cooling the water, right? You're like going through this whole process. But every day it's just been like, okay, what can we learn and what can we do? Okay, this is what we can do. And it's amazing, I feel like it, and you're going to see this in all the other videos, because I do believe life is as lovely as we choose to see it. And so when we choose to always look for that silver lining, it does help so much, especially in the period where you're like, hey, let's just sit down, let's record this, let's do a little bit of the normal things that we do. I'm going to still brush my teeth every morning. I'm still going to wash my face every morning. We're bathing in a creek. We're doing the things that we can to try to make the best of it. I lit my lamp berger a few times so that way the house at least smelt good, because I'm telling you, a week of sun beating on your house that's full of water in the basement and the mildew and the mold that's growing, plus 14 people in a house that have not bathed like appropriately for a week, plus all the laundry, plus all the dishes, right? Plus all plus. You're like, wow, this is getting a little much. Is the power ever going to come on? The reports you're hearing, they're telling us it could be a month. You're just going through all of these things. And it was like, okay, silver lining, Lord, you have blessings every day. Where are those blessings? Let's keep focusing there. And that is true. That is what we need to do. But now, a week out, as we're getting some connectivity back and starting to see the way that people are talking about the storm and the news is reporting on the storm, I feel like it's quite different than what's actually happening here. So I will be doing an update video to add into a little bit more of there's a lot of weird talk going on in the what's actually going on here. And there's a lot of conversation to be had. FEMA, Red Cross, government help, people being turned away, help being called out. Like, there's a lot of weird stuff happening, and there are reports of it everywhere. This is the most catastrophic thing to happen to this entire Southeast region ever. I mean, the devastation and the amount of life lost and property just that will never recover is immense. There are so many small businesses out here, family-owned businesses, multi-generational businesses and farms. They're destroyed. There are going to be so many people that will never be able to recover from this. I mean, I don't know how else to convey how catastrophic this event is to such a large area. From the Asheville area down to here, Chimney Rock, Lake Lure, up into Boone. I mean, every town we could list off around to Spruce Pine, and some creepy stuff going on with all of that up there. You're hearing about all the stuff with eminent domain and the quartz and the lithium, and these are very real things that are happening. This is huge. And while we have so much to be thankful for, and I'm going to keep talking about it because God's blessings are everywhere, I am so thankful that our house is standing. I am so thankful now that we can at least start to assess the damage and start to try to work through it, right? At least we have that hopeful availability. We found somebody that was such a blessing and came and got us gravel so that way we can get out of our driveway. We have people coming down from Ohio to help us cut trees, people that are bringing supplies. Our home is located in a great spot that we can get supplies here and start passing them out. As many of you have probably heard by now all about the destruction that Hurricane Helene has brought to our home here in Western North Carolina. There's been destruction throughout Georgia, up into South Carolina, devastated all of Western North Carolina, and even up into Tennessee and parts of Virginia. This storm was catastrophic to our area. Towns around us that we've loved don't exist anymore. Our own property took a lot of damage, and there is so much to be done to help these sleepy little mountain towns even begin to recover from something that was so unbelievably unexpected. Well, we have shared about what has happened to our family. We've also shared about the efforts that we have been gathering to try to help those that need it the most. And if you are looking for any way that you can help real people affected by these storms, especially in a time where not only was it so dangerous, so damaging, but we've also had the smallest response from any sort of government organization out there. The only real help that is actually happening here in the area has come from the community, has come from the citizens here, has come from our churches and local groups. And I think that is something that is so beautiful when we have an opportunity to truly live out our faith, to be the church and to pour into those who need it most. And so again, if you're looking for any way that you can help support those affected by Hurricane Helene, we have many different resources linked down in the description. We're raising funds, we are gathering resources, and if you are someone here locally in need, you can also fill out a form so that way we can start directing these supplies we're receiving to you and all the families that need so much after this devastation has come through and wiped out so many homes, so many towns, and so many lives. Thank you all. We appreciate your prayers, your love, and support. Again, check out all of those donation options down below. Please share with businesses, with churches, with groups and communities. This cleanup process, this recovery process is going to be a very long road ahead. And so keep sharing, keep spreading the word. And thank you so much for all the prayer and love and encouragement as our family and our community here of Heavenly Minded Home does all that we can to invest in others.